let's make some vegetable soup. Why not? Minus the potatoes, everything green here is what we grew in our little garden. Ideally, I would just use a can of diced tomatoes. This is diced tomatoes with green chilies, so maybe we're going to have a little bit of a kick too. Moving on from that, garlic, we've got onion, shallots, a thing of vegetable broth right here, and then this is something that I bought a while back. This is Bob's Red Mill, which pretty good product on most of this stuff. A soup mix here. High fiber, non-GMO, comes with a lot of cool stuff. You can kind of see we got alphabet pasta. A little bit, but you know. Yeah, that's the mix. Alright, finely chopped celery stems, and then I've got the leaves that I separated that I'm not only going to use as garnish, but I'm also going to fine chop as well, and put in the soup too. Alright, so we want to saute the onions, the shallots, and the garlic until everything is soft, and until you can pretty much smell it. I can definitely smell it right now. Those onions, whew, they definitely are getting to me. At this point, we're going to go ahead and add the potatoes in there, and we're going to give them another pretty good stir around into that oil, into the onions, all that. At this point, seasoning-wise, the only thing that I'm really going to add is some salt and pepper. Pepper, please, come on. And just give it a good stir. The potatoes have been sauteing in the onions for probably about, I want to say, going on 5 minutes or so. So at this point, let's go ahead and add in the can of tomatoes. Now, like I said, I have it with green chilies. I meant to just do, you know, regular diced tomatoes, but we're just going to work with it and see what happens. We are also at this time going to add in our celery stems. We are also going to be doing a cup of our Bob's Red Mill lentil fiber mix. Since the recipe calls for 32 ounces of vegetable broth, we're going to go ahead and just dump this whole thing in here. Again, give it a good stir. I'm going to go ahead and add in some roughly chopped rosemary and thyme that I got from the garden as well, just to add a little bit of kick and a little bit more flavor. This is a pretty big size pot. We were on medium heat. Let's go ahead and just turn it up to probably more medium-high heat in order to get it brung to a little bit more of a slow boil. Another reason why I do a slow boil is because it doesn't overboil everything. The soup doesn't immediately turn to mush. When you bring everything up slowly and then you set the lid on and then you turn it basically to low, it all does a little bit of a better job. Now, the one thing that the recipe did say was to add water into it. I don't think I'm going to do that. This is already a decent pot. It's a decent amount of soup. My little measuring thing will even tell you that this is about, what, 10 cups? 10 cups of soup? So, unless the soup is not done quite yet and it sticks to itself, I may add water then, but we're just going to kind of let it go and do its thing. Alright, it is at that however you roll your R's, you know what I mean, boil. Rolling, boil, whatever, roaring, boil. Is it a roaring? You know what, take it. Alright, it is at that boil nicely that we want it to be. I'm going to go ahead and just lower the heat down to probably about a little above the low. And then we're just going to pop the lid on it. And just like the instructions say, we are for sure just going to go ahead and start our timer for 20 minutes. We have been trying to find a decent vegetable soup that isn't just minestrone, which honestly to me sometimes ends up just tasting like bean water and macaroni. So not necessarily something that I like or enjoy. So let's see if this works. We're going to let it go for 20 minutes and we'll be right back. Oh my. Oh yes. It looks pretty good. Makes any sense. See what I mean? Like it has a toughness to it, not mush, but it does break apart. So that's good. That's how we know that is. Of course, I always have someone else taste whenever it's something new that I don't like. What do you think? 9 or 10? Is Is it good?
That's pretty good. Kind of tastes like a goulash kind of thing.
Yeah. Is it tomatoey? Is there a spice? Is there a kick?
Definitely tomatoey.
Okay.
Not too much of a kick or the spice, but it could also be because it's super hot right now.
Okay. I've tasted it. I think it tastes like a vegetable soup. I think it's very... I wish there was a kick to it, but I almost like that it has a little bit more of a neutral taste. It is very much like a home-style, homey, vegetable-y soup. It is tomatoey. There is a little bit of salt, so I am tasting some salt to that. I may have added too much, but who knows. The only thing that I actually wish is that there were more like little alphabet letters in it. I got like no alphabets. I got like an S and a U or an O. I got nothing. An E. It's devastating.